Welcome to Yalgire's Garage. I'm your host, Rick. We got Regina today. We're going to step back in time. We've gotten really behind on our videos. We're going to step back and we're going to get into when we were putting the Police Interceptor 460 together for the ThunderJet dually. Hopefully you'll stick around. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything else. And there's probably going to be a couple of parts to this. It's just basically me on this part. And then I have Eddie, Katie, Riddell on the next part. So stay tuned and let's get going. Here's today's project. Say hi, Regina. Today's project, ThunderJet dually, C6. With the gear vendors on the back, with an oil leak, but that's fine. Engine's been gone over, new pistons, hyper-eutectic, good cam. We got heads also. The block was done by Jensen Technologys out of Nescapec. Rods are resized, the whole spiel's placed in disaster area. And then we have, look at them bad boys, a set of Police Interceptor 429 cylinder heads. That's what's going on. We have a ThunderJet intake. We've got special lifters, and I will show you what's so special about them when we go to put them in. We've got ARPs somewhere, wherever I put them. They're around here somewhere. Nope. There you go. ARP head studs, nothing but the best stuff. Nothing but the best. So, without further ado, first thing we're going to do is put these little dowel pins in. The block's been cleaned with acetone, head gasket cleaned. We're going to put a couple of these in. These are, I'm trying to just get the light, but they're dowel pins. And what they do, usually they a lot. Oh, see, that one didn't work. Right away we're losing stuff. Let me get a small hammer.
A few moments later.
Okay, we take this little critter. See, I started that one. Sometimes you don't want to beat them in too far either. Light tap, tap. If you don't get in all the way, it probably doesn't matter because the head's gonna push them anyway. Watch out, kid. Now, we'll find out they're in enough with our new head gasket. I have a Velcro kit and I have a maul kit. And I think I'm going to use the maul head gaskets. You look at the difference. The maw is here, Velcro is here. I just like the idea of the maw head gasket better. So that's why we're going to try them. And hopefully, now when you put these on too, they recommend you to look. See how that's barely hanging in there? It'll work, but you got to keep an eye on that. You have to make sure these holes are all good, because if they're not, you're going to get in trouble. See now, that is in there a little too much. It should be okay. I just have to get a couple of head bolts ready to put on there. We'll get the one for this side, and we'll move the camera around a little bit. You can see how hard and heavy these head gaskets are, or heads to put on there. They got to be like 900,000 pounds a piece or something. Okay, let's get stuff moved around, and then we'll get to that. Just a tidbit. So usually the RPs come with washers, and they always want you to install these with lubricant. That way when you torque to 140 pound-feet, that's what it's going to be. So that's just a tidbit. You should use this, or use some kind of a little bit of light oil or something. Another thing is all your head bolt holes, you should make sure to clean the debris, make sure machine shop tapped everything, which they did, but you really need to check all that stuff to make sure it's all good. These head gaskets will be going on dry. You want to try to get them fairly flat when you put them on, because come on. Sometimes it's hard with nobody else here. Yeah. One, two. Now, you try not to break your legs, because you have to get a couple of these in. You know, I don't even know if these are all the same length. I gotta double check. I might, because I don't think that those are long enough. I think there's a difference in length. So we need to double check. The outside ones are the, give you a break, it's been a while. The outside ones, now do we still got the oil on there? Yes we do, we're good. Are the long ones. The insider ones are shorter. I mean, your head should go down in the block at least, or your bolt should go down in the block at least a good inch. I'm going to mount this one. I'm just going to find a socket to fit these. You see, you got to turn forever. He said it's been a while. I'm learning again. This engine has the best, sear still oil under it. This engine's got the best of everything. It's got special flat tappet lifters. They're self-oiling. It's got the interceptor heads. It's got an Emerson cam. A lot of people probably don't even remember them anymore. It's got lots and lots and lots of good stuff. So there you go. So I'm gonna get these heads on, and then when we start torquing them, we'll get back to you. And I'm gonna run these down the impact, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna. Makes it quicker. So stay tuned. We'll be back. Okay, now, we already torqued them all to 40 pounds. We lubed all the bolts. And now we do is we take a trusty torque wrench. Wow. And I did, it's 140. So I did 40. Now I'm going to go to 100. I don't think you can probably see this, but you see all these numbers. This is how we do this. We keep turning the knob. Until we get to 100. A 100 and 0 is 100. We torque it down. And this a little bit harder. You always start from the middle and work your way out. Now these might not torque as hard because they're lubricated. I never put my hand near it. I just nice and easily pull it until it clicks. Go to the bottom. Now I gotta do that with all of these. Okay. We got some specialty lifters. These are Howard's. Howard's lifters. Now, I'm going to show you what makes these different. I don't know if you can see it or not. Where is it? There. See that chamfer? What that does is that lets the oil. Yeah, you probably can't see it. I'm trying. There. See that chamfer right there? That lets the oil go down around the lifter. So we're going to take brake clean. And we're going to get all this stuff off these. And then I'm going to re-lube them. These rattle a little bit too. These are those anti-pump up style, I guess. I'm going to re-lube them with this that I got from Andy Jensen. Lucas semi-synthetic assembly lube. So that's what we're going to do next. All I'm doing is I'm just going to spray them up. Just a little. Just like that. And I'm just going to wipe them off. Just like that. We want to make sure we keep them in order. And probably, I'm thinking it might be a better idea is to not put them back in there, because that residual residue is probably still on it. So I'm going to spray every one. I'm going to do that with them. Then I'll show you how we lube them all up. See, that stuff is all sticking in. That's that oil stuff. We don't want that on there. That's got to come off. This has to be clean. I mean, so stay tuned. Okay, we got all of these lubed. See, the way these work, this slot goes down the board, sits in the block. When the can comes up across, it paddles one side. So in theory, it always keeps the lifter turning and turning and turning. That's what keeps it wear even. Sometimes these will get stuck. And when they do, it'll just keep grinding on one side. So if you look, your valve cover's off, and you don't see your push rods turning, it means you have a lifter stuck, which means you're tearing the cam apart. That's how it works. So it's critical when you break this in that everything stays moving and you break RPMs. All that is very important. That's why we lube these like there's no tomorrow. We get all the debris off them, make sure everything's good. And these, like I said, these are new style. They have this groove in them. So in turn is the oil is supposed to run down that groove and get on the cam lobe. That's the purpose of that. Every lifter has that groove machined in them now. That's why we went with what we went with. So we're going to lube these things We'll lube one up. Why not? We're just gonna lube it. I wish there was something I could put this stuff in. But see? Lube. That's it, lube. And then we're gonna take it and we're gonna put it down one of these holes. See this? I hope we're gonna put it down one of these holes. We got no problem. Wow, those fit very, 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 very snug. So we're gonna lube them all up. That's what we're gonna do. Then we'll move on to the valve crane. I'll bring you in for that. And when we get to that. Okay, now we got our rockers started. All our push rods in. See that? I got to put some tape on, some stuff on here, and I need to turn. And I can already tell by looking that I think the push rods are too long. Maybe. We'll see. But I don't know what else to use. So we're going to use whatever is definitely not right. And hopefully, we're going to put a mark on here. To save time, I look down in here. Cam lobes are where they would be, lifters are down, I'll adjust this cylinder. Then I'll turn the motor over and I'll do another one. So I only have to turn over 4 times instead of 8. Smarter, not harder. We're giving manifolds on. Check it out. You know, I'm doing this all myself because look. See? She doesn't care. Regina doesn't care. She's napping. But we're getting it together. We're going to do rocker arm stuff soon. Because the rocker arm stuff the other day didn't work because I had the wrong push rods. So hopefully I have the right push rods now to do rocker arm stuff in a little bit, like an hour or something. So stay tuned. You know, we're ripping our hair out. I've got multiple different push rod lengths here. And this is not working out. And if you look now, you're pretty, see where it's at now? It was way off. Way off. Trying to figure this all out. 2 different length push rods. It's just, nothing's working. And apparently there's 2 different ones. Because I went to tighten this down, it bottomed out. You can see the length of this has had me confused, and I think maybe, let me do it from here. Look at the difference. Look at the valve height on this one. And look at the valve height on this one. They're different. And I'm thinking that's why I got to use the shorter push rods on the intake and the longer ones on the exhaust. Right, kid? This is driving me nuts. But if you don't have it right, you'll tear a motor to pieces. And trust me, I know. So we're doing what we can do. We got the exhaust manifolds on. They're pretty sweet. Right, kid? Mwah. Yeah, I know. Doing what we can do. We're keeping this thing rolling. We got to get this truck done for the end of the month. Ha. Stay tuned. Now we're going to turn this over. Get one lifter down. Intake down. There we go. Now we know we're on compression. Now we're going to put the rockers on it. And we'll show you how we adjust the 2 valves. I adjusted all the valves but the one we're going to show you exactly how I do it this time. You turn the engine over, I make sure my intake opens, which is here, and it closes. So once it's on a compression stroke, both of the lifters on the back side of the cam. So now what I do is I put my hand, some people spin it, and I do that sometimes, but there's no oil in the lifters, so they're going to collapse easy. So you just do this. Keep moving it up and down until you can't move it anymore. When you can't move it anymore, that's called 0 lash. Almost. See, it's getting tight? Almost. There we go. 0 lash. And then a half a turn. And this one we do the same thing. These are self-locking nuts. So if it looks like it's a hard time to turn, it's because I am. Now, same thing. That's slop. See, you are almost tight. Making sure everything's lined up. Almost. Look at it. Here we go. 0 lash. Half a turn. Done. Then all I do is I put some oil in them on the rocker fulcrums to make sure we're good. And I'll do every one. So we're going to go on to the next part, which is putting that intake manifold that weighs 564,000 pounds on here. Here you go. They're all done. Now, the problem we have is because of, see the pitting? We're going to have to use some silicone on these heads. I think as long as we do that, I think it'll be fine. But we're going to use some silicone to hold the gaskets down periodically, a couple of different places, and then we're going to glue them. So, and we're going to use that to put that on. That thing weighs more than a cylinder head. Yes, it most certainly does. Fun time. We're going to attempt to set this ginormous intake on here. This thing weighs like 3 million pounds. So hopefully once you get it lined up, it'll slide right down, and it'll sandwich, and everything will work good, and we won't have any trouble. I hope. No, it ain't gonna work that way, but we're gonna try. And then I gotta worry about his water neck. I may have to take the water pump off again to do that, but it's irrelevant. I will take the water pump off if needed to do that. Oh my God. This thing is ungodly heavy. Yep, I'm gonna fucking break it. Oops, sorry about the language, but it's heavy. I'm gonna break it before I even get it put on. Yep. Oh. Ugh. Oh, there it is. See? They're pretty level. You see these are all, so what we're going to do is we're going to get all tightened up. There I am. We're going to show you how we torque this down. These have a very weird torque sequence, but that's fine, we'll get it. The only thing that's going to be fun is this. But I purposely shortened it so I could slide a hose in there and then get it over there. It's still going to be fun. Check it out, these are the 460 torque specs. What we're going to do first is we have to look at this paper and go through them one at a time. This little gizmo right here takes pictures. It's called a borescope, it's a little camera. So what we're going to do with this, we'll give you some video because I can retape it. I'm going down these ports and I'm going to go around the corners and I'm going to see how our gasket alignment is. So, hope for the best. I know what you're thinking. What might you be doing? Believe it or not, I'm torquing them. $20 pound, 20 foot-pound, we're torquing them to. I don't know if there is a torque, but that's fine. I made it up. I just do it because then I know they're all torqued the same thing. They're all the same tightness and everything. Because I'll have to do these one more time after it heat cycles a couple times anyway. So that's the only reason I do it. You can or you don't have to. Works for me. Okay, check this out. We're going electric fuel pump. So we're going with electric fuel pump. Obviously, I don't want the other thing hanging on the engine. See? So what I do is this. Look at it. See how it's painted black? Well, that's the reason for that. And another reason I did it because I had to run a remote oil filter, you know, remote, like as in 2 hoses. So I figured the thing takes up so much room. There's sending units and stuff in the way. Fuel pump. Their oil filter. Cooler lines, all that stuff. So I notice here, look at the detail. Even the gaskets are the same height. They're pretty cool or what? Oh yeah, we really went all out on this baby. But seriously guys, no respect. Unreal. But anyways, so we'll make that block off plate, which is drill 2 holes in it, and then just take it with the cutoff wheel and zing, 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 and that's it. Clean it, paint it, and bolt it on, and it'll be the end of it. And that'll be done. After that, I have to cut these. You gotta take the valve cover gaskets, wherever they may be, and they fit in here in these little tabs, and that never works out. I just take it off, and I glue it to the valve cover. We'll do that. We'll take it off, glue that to the valve cover, and that's done. Then when I get to the front, and hopefully get the front done today. If we get the front done today, the engine's ready to put in. I'm waiting for my carb hook thingamajiggy for the gantry crane. You know, that thing. Then we can pick the motor up and bolt it to that. Say hi, gear vendors. Say hi, Gigi. What are you doing? Skip. Unbelievable. And then we can get this bolted together. I got a seal for the tranny. I'm going to put a seal in there just because. I'm trying a Lincoln torque converter. I'm hoping it's a tighter stall. I want tight stall from towing. I don't want higher, like factory 1800 thing. I'm hoping it's down around 12 or 14. Get them, rip them down when you're cruising in overdrive. So, a lot of stuff going on here, man. A lot of stuff going on. And don't check out the mess, but look what's hiding there. It's almost drag racing time. And then we got the cruiser up there too. God, that car runs so good. That car runs like a Swiss car. I mean, you start that thing, you got to crank it, because it takes a while to get gas up. But once that gas up, that thing runs amazing. I mean, amazing. I got to put a license on that soon, because I'm going to drive that thing, for sure. Antique plate, we're going to drive it. Oh, yeah. The inside is beautiful. It does need some body work, but a little bit at a time. That's all that matters, right? Well, this is the end of the first part of our Police Interceptor rebuild 460. Hope you're still following along. You like what you see. We got to visit another YouTuber today. Fast Way is the only way. Not too far from us. Great guys. We got a lot of stuff from them. We're gonna do some revivals together. We're gonna do working on some stuff together. And remember, don't forget Flat Broke Garage. If you like Torino stuff, he's the one to check out. We have many things coming. We got a Thunderbird coming. We have 2 square body revivals. We have a Buick. I have 2 Lincoln revivals. Remember, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, and share. We can't thank you enough. It helps us out a whole bunch. It keeps us doing what we're doing. And remember, if it's no fun, there's no point in doing it.